Now, the missionaries, in Mormonism, invited me out to church, silly, right? And yes, I got baptized into the Mormon church, right, silly? I'm a Mormon now, right? But I ain't doing all the missionary work or all that stuff. But like I'm explaining, they also sent two girls one day. And what I'm saying is kind of to point out a fantasy to you, right? That if I tried to seduce them, I could have, right? And I could have showed them scriptures to try and have sex with them both, right? And I'm not saying I did, again, like with the stepdaughter, right? You're saying I did something with her. Not me, not me. I never said anything happened with her. So who the hell are you? That's what I keep wondering. How the hell do you know? Why are you bringing this up now anyway? No one does that, right? What is this about, right? Are you someone I know or someone I don't know? Because, see, that's a problem, right? For anyone to be accused of that, right? That ain't a funny thing to accuse someone of either. It's a criminal act. It's also an act that can get someone killed or lynched if the neighborhood thinks I'm really a pedophile. Right? Do you see what I mean? You're not calling me one of these names because you don't have an issue with my sex life either. What your issue is I have sex with women that old enough to be with me. All of legal age, and only if I'm a teenager do I not know if I'm having sex, but still willing to wait for marriage. You understand, right? Now, when I hit my stride, you might call it, I started sleeping with the stripper first. We had sex first. I don't know if something happened with Shay and his girlfriend, because he went off with my stripper friend, him and his friend, and left me alone with his girlfriend. Now, unless that pissed the girlfriend off and she fucked me, I don't think nothing happened that way. Right. Unless Shay caught us in the act and blacked me out, or attacked me, or hit me over the head with a bat, right? You know what I mean? Right, exactly. But I did not intend to sleep with the stripper and the girlfriend when I went to the party. You understand? Right. It just happened. It just happened. And all I know is, the girl starts taking off her clothes, dancing, and we start, me and Uncle Russ sort of feeling on her, and that's it. And then I take her to the little dirt patch, right? Fuck her in the back seat of the car and finger her a little bit, and that's it. That's what I would tell Shay's girlfriend happened with her too, right? Right. And that was kind of quick because, like I said, it's both my first time in my mind anyway, right? And, right, again, right, once I started getting down there, it kind of smelled, so I was glad it was quickly over, right? It didn't really stick around. And we just went back to the party, right? And again, then she went off with Shay and his friend and left me and his girlfriend in the house, right? By ourselves, right? And they were gone for a while. Or they kept coming back and catching me and her fucking, I don't know, and she kept blocking me out. I don't know. Right. Then finally, I remember her waking me up, and then the next morning, I'm trying to get her address or give her my contact number on the shit, right, and all that, right? And trying to make some kind of establishment with the stripper, even though we just had the one night stand, because I don't know if anything happened with Shay's girlfriend or not, right? But I do know I was with her. And I remember that. Exactly. Now, the thing about sexual harassment, one, you got to be working together. If I like someone, right, even if they say work at Publix, if I keep seeing you, right, and I'm a customer, if I'm not doing nothing illegal, I'm a customer who likes someone who works in the store, right? But if I don't just live here, right? Even if I like someone, it's not stalking them to like them, idiot. It's stalking them if I make them feel sexually uncomfortable because of something I'm doing that's really sexual, right? Me studying up there ain't nothing sexual. Me looking at women ain't nothing sexual, right? Because you don't have a choice sometimes if you're doing something for school. And again, so you're having computer problems, internet problems, and all that, right? Right. And again, I'm just doing the schoolwork before my externship, which I have to pass in order to do the externship, which I passed all that part of the course with a 3.60 grade. That's a 90 average. And see, you're supposed to make it, you can also make it 4.0, but the way you do that is you keep taking the test until you get it right. I didn't do that. The reason is I didn't know if I can even do the externship right. And I kept talking about I have to do the externship differently to UMA. And the reason is I'm trying to look for part-time work as a pharmacy technician, right? And I am trying to do that at that time, right? Not full-time work, right? Now, when I get to the Walgreens, okay, I'm not sure what the hell's even going on with that pharmacist there, right? All I know is he's not telling me certain things, right? Alright. And he acts like I can't even do something in alphabetical order, which I can, unless he didn't tell me something, right? Right. Or, again, he's trying to blame me for something I didn't even do, right? Again, right? Trying to make something that's not my fault, my fault. That means he's a control freak pharmacist from hell. And some are. I know they are. Right? Alright? Right. But I'm not doing nothing technically wrong, right? When I go to the bathroom, I'm only in there for 5 minutes, right? Right. I'm not doing nothing out of the ordinary. And again, right, I don't recall, anything out of the ordinary happening, right? Right. Right. But I am having a little bit problem getting there on time, right? Because I'm coming from Fort Wentworth into Garden City, and sometimes traffic can be good and sometimes it can be bad and backed up a little, especially in the morning, and you don't know exactly how much time you need to go in, right? From Fort Wentworth to Garden City, where I live, right? And it's still a drive to get there, right? And so I was arriving a few minutes late. Whatever. Can't do nothing about that either. Now, but if you have asked me what my problem was, I can easily explain it to him. You see what I mean, right? But again, I'm not the problem. It's how the pharmacist is viewing me. He's having the problem more with me than me with him, right? And one of the things I'm big on is communication, and he's not telling me something I need to know if I'm doing something wrong, right? If I'm putting something in the wrong bin, it's a mistake in that I wasn't told something about the W's or the W's if there's 2 boxes, what that means, right? I know. And, I know it's alphabetical order, but again, right, if it's something with a W, it's going to be in either the first bin or the second bin that's a W, right? Right. Something simple to figure out, right? That I just didn't know exactly which bin to put it in, right? And I might have put it in the wrong bin in a slight faux pas. I don't know. But it will only be a minor thing, right? And then that's the other problem. He's acting like I can't do things in alphabetical order when I know I can, right? Unless he didn't tell me something about it, right? No, right. Though I do know, right, if it is W, it's only to a certain letter, right, in one bin and then a certain letter in the other bin, right? I'm sure I can figure that out too, right? But again, now you're threatening my entire dating life. You're telling me no woman would want to sleep with me. Why? I done live with 70 women. I don't go after little girls. I know you don't go at all. I, again, I prefer the female to let me know she even likes me, and no one's done that, right? Not even Caitlin. I don't think she likes me that way. I see her as a worker at this damn movie theater. Right? That's it. I don't even think she likes me that way, right? And if she don't, that's fine, right? I don't have a problem with that. Caitlin ain't gotta like me because I'm trying to be her friend. Because I know I can't have sex with every woman, even if I like her, right? That's not up to me. That's what I was taught about sex. The woman has the choice over your choice. And can tell you no or act like she's not even interested in you, treat her as such. If she acts like she's not interested, you treat her like you're not interested in her. The same way. That's also do unto others you would have them do unto you. The golden rule. The golden rule. Now, but when me and Sheena met, I was going through both sexual things with the church I was involved with and religious things. They were challenging the belief system I was brought up with and telling me it was wrong and that they were right. But they were also wanting to do something I knew was wrong, period. Masturbate with you. If you're going to be part of their unionship program. Now, you cannot go and ask them that now. They're a lot. But then, okay, when I inquired about it, that's what they were telling me. Though I also had a weird dream about a redhead, me and her having sex, right? Like I said, during this time, right? And she held me in and I came in her. I don't know what that means, right? But one of their stipulations is you can't even have had sex before. I mean, you were baptized, right? It'd be part of that program. That's kind of weird, right? If I remember correctly, right? Because they were asking me about my sexual history a little bit anyway. And the only girl I remembered almost being with was the Indian girl, right? The one that was 12, though, and that's why I didn't, I was kind of, confused with her, right? Because she wasn't just, again, there with me, right? She was already there in bed with a grown-ass man, right? So I don't know what the hell's going on with her. I'm just afraid to do anything with her because of her age, right? And it don't bother me, again, right? That even my friend Joey told me he had sex with her too, but he, did it on the bed when he finished, right? Not in her. And that didn't bother me either. See, I know people have sex, so it don't matter with me who you consensually have sex with. They just have to be a certain age in Georgia. I keep telling you that. To a certain age in Georgia. Now, for me, I know the age is 16 to what? For me, 60. I told you that before, too, right? Now, I'm not trying to have sex with nobody. I'm just trying to eat, finish my meal, and then what? Go home. That's it. That's it. Now, if a woman, though, I know, or one of the waitress, though, were to act like she was interested in me, I would not have a problem with sleeping with her in the damn bathroom. Right? I'm not saying I remember that, but I'm saying I don't have a problem if she acted like she wanted to have sex with me. But that's not saying she did. I know it's not. I know it's not. Now, the real problem, okay, with all this, though, came with the nail salon girl. Mm-hmm. Called you a girl. Called you a girl. You're behaving like a little girl. Mm-hmm. I didn't know you were a little girl. Mm-hmm. You said you were 37. So I assumed, like Michelle Kwan, which is what you looked like when I saw you. To me, being a 51-year-old man, all I saw was someone who looked like Michelle Kwan to me, as if she did when she started skating till she quit, right? Right. To me, you just look like Michelle Kwan, right? Like you just called yourself Michelle. I don't think you're Michelle Kwan herself, because that would be reverse stalking for her. Mm-hmm. Right. Meaning she's not supposed to stalk me just because I said I liked her because I dreamed of an Asian girl, like I said, right? That has nothing to do with her personally, right? Does it? No. I've never even tried to contact her. The only time I did had to do with Tara Lipinski, and I thought it was kind of scandalous the way they did the same number of jumps, but because she did a double, triple, right, she got the gold, right? But her performance to me was choppy. It wasn't as smooth as Michelle Kwan's performance. And I still thought she should have got the gold, even though, again, Tara did the double, triple, right? Whatever, right? And I mean performance wise, overall. I thought Michelle's performance was just spot on, right? And Michelle's and Tara's looked kind of choppy, like she wasn't really, I know, smooth, right? And that was my only issue with her, though. I understand, okay, if they gave her the gold medal, like, nothing I can do about it, but it still don't mean I don't think it should have went to Michelle, right? That's just my opinion, right? I talked about that, but that was more around, what, 2000, right? 98? Exactly. And I never, again, right, tried to mess with her, right? I never tried to contact her fan club or anything about her. Even if she were to come to Savannah, I wouldn't necessarily be able to go to see her, right? Because that's a money issue as well. And again, right, if someone's trying to convince you I'm trying to sleep with underage girls, they're corrupting you. The reason they're corrupting you is, if you told me you were 15, all right, I wouldn't have given a damn about what the women were saying in Vietnamese to you about doing my nails, right? But I would if you were 37, right? And you went to college, right? Now, what I'm thinking there, like I said, is I'm thinking they're picking on this woman because she went to college, and again, she's having to do this as another job, right? And they're kind of messing with her, right, about doing my own nails, right? Because of my size, right? Because I'm a big guy, right? And they might even be messing with her that I would sexually respond to her because she's said she went to got her degree and all that too, right? So I'm thinking, well, why are you working here and all this, that, and the other? But I didn't ask, right? You know what I mean, right? I don't know any details about her life outside the salon either, so why wouldn't I believe her, right? I'm like, okay, cool. Again, but I'm not having sex with a 15-year-old, but a 37-year-old in my mind, right? Do you know the difference? Now, if you're 15 and you're trying to entrap me, right? Or you're afraid I know you're 15 and you tell me you're 37 because you know you're not supposed to be working in that store, right? Until you're, what, 16? All you would have had to do is tell me your daddy was letting you work in the store and he owned it until you were 16. I would have understood that, but you're not still, as a trainee, supposed to do my nails, right? No, you're not. No, you're not. You're supposed to watch only or observe only, which is part of the point, too. Some people don't understand if you're under a command to observe only, you're not touching a damn thing. And the only way he could prove I even touched the breaker is to see if my fingerprints were on it, and I guarantee you they weren't. And if he never did that, he's the asshole. And he wouldn't train me, and I didn't know what to do, right? As a result, I was trying to do my job, but I couldn't because I was afraid of him trying to get revenge on me because I'm the one who had to get Lieutenant Gisborne to save his ass, right? Now, you might think he would be appreciative of that, but no, he's probably thinking I'm trying to be a show off, right? That I turn on the breaker, right? So that's your cutie, right? Like I would even know he was back there or what he was doing, right? And only because I look like his friend did he start doing the job anyway, which is who's like his. If I look like your friend, but I'm not your friend, right? But we look like each other in the face a little, right? And I come around the corner to start watching you, you're not to touch the bus, right? I'm not the go ahead man, right? Even if I look like him a little, right? That's called mistaken identity, right? He mistook me for his friend, right? Who I happened to look a little like, though he was also a little taller than me. Right. And see, he was the one transferring off the ship as I was transferring in, too, right? And Lieutenant Guzman did so a year later, right? And we got a new ensign, right? This ain't about you, right? But like I told you, right? I know what a trainee is, right? I know a trainee, if with supervision, can even do your nails, right? But if you tell me you're 37, I'm not going to think you're a trainee. I don't know better. Either I'm going in there to get my nails done. And like I told you, I've been talking about having sex with a nail technician who was of age. No. Before that, too. Unless you're monitoring me or someone thought I would have sex with you and they knew you were 15 and they made it happen, right? Do you understand why? I don't know. Though, they're not minding their own business, right? They're pretending like I even know she's 15 when I went into the store, which I can't know that. They're playing know-it-all. And trying to tempt the prophet of God who has to hear it from the Lord, right? He don't necessarily know it all. He has to learn as he goes. Now, Jesus and the woman at the well are the most interesting part of the New Testament. Right? Because Jews aren't supposed to talk to Samaritans. Not even the disciples spoke to her. Right? But he did. He did. And what he was talking to her about was everyday life for her. Now, there's one woman who met one man at the well. That's Jacob and Rachel, right? They got married, though, 7 years later. But anyway, what is Jesus with this woman at the well? Even talking to her, if it's not Jewish tradition, to talk to her even, right? Is he hitting on her? John wants you to ask these questions. Yes, he is. And he asks about her sexual past, right? And tells her, "Oh, I know you ain't had 5 husbands, and the one you're with now, he's not your husband, right? And yet, that's not a pickup line, right? See, that's dating 101. If you're interested in a female, right? You show her you're interested, right? But she also has to be old enough to be with you, and I'm sure she was old enough to be with Jesus too. And again, he's telling his disciples he has meat to eat that they do not, right? He's, you know, chatting her up. I know he's chatting her up. And then he gets her to go and get her lover, right? And tell the men in the city what happened, right? And they have a feast and all that, right? And they believe he's the Messiah and all that, right? Because of her. Now, in Isaiah, though, it talks about the Messiah knowing 7 women. 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, "We'll eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, only those we call by thy name to take away our reproach." Now, this means these are women of repute, right? Like Rachel, they're having problems in childbearing, and Sarah too, right? 2 examples of Hebrew women who, again, were having problems, right? Now, this was a Samaritan woman, so she's kind of like a Delilah, too. A Rachel, right? Because she's been married 5 times because she did not produce a child for each person she was married to, right? And they all divorced her for not having a child, dummy, right? It's the only way you can get legally married in Jerusalem, or in the religion that they were practicing, which is similarly to Jewish religion too, right? Now, the only way they could divorce her, though, is if she was having a child with them after they started having sex with her, right? The 5 husbands, by the way. The lover was having sex with her too, by the way. Right? And this is what I mean. Judge not, lest you be judged. So she had 6 lovers, and she met Jesus, who knew that, right? How do you think, if Jesus was hitting on her, that would make her feel? And he also acted like it didn't bother her, and she believed him that he was the Christ, right? Now, if that ain't a pickup line from heaven, right, to seduce her into being with him, right, and leave that chump behind who she was just having sex with, right? I don't know what is, right? And he stayed among them for 3 days, right? And she's the focal point. She's the focal point. Like Rachel. And she could have been one of the first women, right, with a reproach to have sex with Jesus, right? See, that's how you really got to interpret Isaiah in saying that, right? It means also the reproach is childbearing with the 5 husbands and the lover, right? So you're wrong that Jesus and the Bible don't allow for promiscuous marriages, or a woman to have more than one husband, right? Or a husband to have more than one wife. You're misinterpreting it. I know we are. And that's because of Paul saying about a deacon or a bishop. Are you a deacon? Are you a bishop in the church? That's an honorable title. But it also means something, right? Now, there are also apostles, prophets, pastors, teachers, evangelists, right? In the church, too, right? If you're a prophet in the church, right, That means you're warning someone of something they're doing wrong that they don't understand. And they might not even understand it while you're trying to tell them. A true prophet, you don't even want to hear what he's got to say because you're so full of it. And what he's trying to teach you is forgiveness is unconditional with Christ, but it's conditional with Satan. And Satan is the one condemning you and judging you of your sins by the law. See, if he's judging you and condemning you, he has to have you to do something wrong with him, right? So Adam and Eve, they committed adultery with his body, right? Wouldn't that be the reason they were really kicked out of Eden, not biting into an apple? Or a fruit tree from a fruit tree bearing seed that was for the meat? And I have other meat to eat of that you know not. My meat is to do the will of him that sent me. 7 women shall take hold of one man, right? Saying, we will eat our own bread and wear on apparel, only that if I call by thy name to take away our reproach. Reproach was the woman was with 6 men and had not had a child. Oh, no. Hello? What is Jesus doing? He's eating the meat of the woman, feeding her his seed and getting her pregnant. Jesus himself. But you can't see that. You, men of God, blind yourself to the whole purpose of the story, which traces back to Isaiah and Jacob and Rachel. Now, it took Rachel, I bet, 7 years before she had Joseph, right? And a few years after before she had Benjamin, right. And died with Benjamin because of the idol. Told you how that works with the Lord as well. Both Laban and Jacob cursed whoever took the idol to die. Well, it was his own wife and his own daughter that took the damn idol, right? And you're surprised she died in childbirth, right? That's what they were fighting over with her anyway, right? And both men cursed her to die. Wow. And she died. Because she stole the idol, right? That's where, be careful what you say. It might come back to haunt you, right? Be careful what you do, too, right? But that's what I mean. If the daughter is with me, it would have to be now, right? Within the past, since 2016, maybe, right? And she would have to come from Texas, right? So she would be over 25, right? Right? If she did, right? I don't know if she did, right? And I'm telling you why I don't know if she did, right? Because I don't remember sleeping with anyone during that time, right? I remember being blacked out a couple times during the day, like I said, and someone messing with my keychain and all that, right? And again, someone bringing a cigarette butt into a smokeless person's house who don't smoke, right? And you would never see a cigarette butt in my yard, Amanda. Not from 2015 after she got herself kicked out, though. Even she was done with all that. And she was the only one who would smoke a little bit, right? If anyone was smoking in my house, right? Her mic. But like I'm telling you, I don't know we had sex. I do know I lost an hour of time. I do know the only reason I would lose an hour of time is I believe you when you said you were 37, and we might have had sex in the bathroom. But you're really saying you lied and were really 15 and are trying to cover your dad's ass because you're not supposed to be working in the store until you're 16. Right? And all I can say is, okay, well, we had sex. What are you going to do about it now? I know. I done called the cops. I done banned him from the store. You done banned me from the store, and I'm not going to go out there anymore. Okay, fine. I got the message. I understand. You lied about your age. You were really 15. You weren't supposed to be with me or do all that, but you did anyway. So whatever happened, happened, right? I'm over it, right? You get over it too. Unless I really got you pregnant. Like I said, even that's a guess of why you're acting so weird about it, right? I won't let it go. I also know if we did go in the bathroom, that's the only place I could show you my address on YouTube so you can write me. Who's writing me every day, honey? Your dad or you? And are you mad about it? Or are you happy about it? Whatever happened. Sounds like you're mad, right? Sounds like you're picking on my hair a lot. Sounds like you can't get over it either way. And that's you, right? Not me, right? But that's another thing. If you tell someone and you work with a certain company, right? If you think someone's stalking you and you ask that person not to go into the store, you call the police on them, they know not to go into the store anymore, and I won't. I won't ever. Your store alone, that is the only store I don't have to go into, right? Right? I can go to the other stores because I'm not trying to cause them any problems, just like I wasn't trying to cause you any problems. But you had a problem. I was working a year younger than I was supposed to. That's right. But then you pretended I knew that, and that's why I was going into the store. Almost like someone told you I would know. Who told you I would know you were 15? I didn't know you were 15. I didn't know you were 37. Until you told me. Until you told me. Here, on YouTube. Now I know. You thought about your age, right? But until you did that, I didn't know we even did anything because I lost the time. But then I realized, well, wait a minute, I'm in the whole movie, right? Two of them. I could have seen. And that's why I went into the salon when I did, to get out in a certain time, right? I had a plan. You interrupted that plan, right? Whatever you did to interrupt that plan, I'm trying to figure out, right? That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. And no one's lying here unless you're lying about your age being 15 to 37, right? Then that makes you the liar alone, not me. I didn't know your age. And it's not like I was going to say, to me, hey, Shane, watch out for this 15-year-old Vietnamese girl. It's not how it works in the heat of the moment, right? Now, we also don't know, right? Like I said, often the angel of the Lord was around his prophets, right? Talking to them, right? Though they couldn't quite see him, right? He even baked cakes for Elijah, idiot. Something both physical, right? But also whom they couldn't quite see has to do that, right? You understand, right? It's called a theophany, right? A pre-manifestation of Jesus in the Old Testament as the angel of the Lord, or Yahuwah, Yahuwah, which is feminine of Yahoo, like Sar and Sarah. And I think it's the true divine name, and they're hiding it from you because of its power. They don't want you to know. And part of it is worthiness to know, right? See, I'm trying to help save you, so I'm not worried about all their little hoopla about the name, right? That's their fear to say it, not mine, right? And if you're doing it in a religious or educational context, they can't do nothing about that either. I even explained how I came up that it's Yahoo, Eliyahu, and Moshe, with an H in it. Well, and Sar and Sarah. What else can it be but Yahuwah? Now you can go Yahvahu he Akkad, which is like Paul said, the male and female are one in Christ Jesus, he and she Akkad, he and she Akkad. Yah, va, what does that mean? Yah and. Who, he, she, Akkad. One. That's also the divine name. Ha-Yah does not mean I am. It means the life, the thing that. Ha means either the or two, by the way, too, right? I am is Anoki. Yeah, probably. Technically. Anoki El Lo-ish. Anoki El Lo-ish. And I'm not saying I'm El, idiot. I'm Ish. I know what that means too, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's our problem with it, right? Constantine wants you to make God, you think God's a man, right? Who's sinning Constantine? And the Orthodox, right? Do you get it? The Orthodox Christians by then. Bye.